Welcome back, fellow truth seekers, to our channel. Today, we have something extraordinary in store for you. We are diving deep into the fascinating world of Andromedan contactee, Alex Collier. But before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to join our growing community. Trust us, you won't want to miss any of the mind-blowing content we have coming your way. Sit back and relax and listen to Alex Collier discussing the time perception of the Andromedans.
Dear Alex, in all the time you have been in communication with A's, has their perspective changed? Can they see or predict different timelines and outcomes based on current events?
Wow. That was by Elaine?
Elaine from ERA, yeah.
Elaine from ERA. Nice. Pleiadian sister.
Well, ERA is an island.
Oh, okay. Well, it's also a planet.
Exactly. Yes, I know. Many things.
Okay. Has their perspective changed? You know, that is such a difficult question to answer, only because I'm not privy to the conversations they've had amongst themselves. Now, based on my own interaction with Visayas and Morine, would I say, since I was a kid in 1964, not 1864, I would have to say yes, at least with them, with Morine it has. And, you know, he wasn't on point. Visayas was on point, because Visayas was more or less the ambassador. Visayas was the one who had done this many, multiple times in his last lifetime, and in multiple lifetimes before this. And I think that it's one thing to study the Earth. It's one thing to study humanity here on the planet from space. But it's another thing to interact with us. It's another thing to become part of our life and our emotional, spiritual, and mental makeup. And it's another thing to actually build a relationship that is based on respect and compassion and love and friendship. You know, that changes a lot, because it when you have that kind of a relationship with anyone, it opens up your perspective. Because a visual perspective of something is not the same as an emotional bond, and experiencing an emotional bond between sentient conscious beings. I know that their process of interacting with Earth and interacting with other benevolent star nations in regards to the mass of humanity and the situation that was occurring here, and how to handle it, that process changed their perspective a lot, because all physical life on this planet started somewhere else off planet, you see. And it adapted to Earth and became part of the Earth, but it all started somewhere else. Okay? So there's genetic lineages. That demand participation. And that will change your perspective. So when you bring a large group of star nations, so I've heard people use this phrase, the alliance, the Star Alliance. It's probably very appropriate, and I like that more than I would say a council, because that has too much of a political connotation to it for me. But the alliance, a star alliance, is probably the appropriate word for this, or verbiage for this. As each of the other 16 star nations, total of 17, have come in and have begun to participate in the unraveling and the healing and the shifting of the direction and adjusting the sails of humanity to an ascension movement of physicality from third to five, and the extraction of those who are leaving their physicality here to a fourth dimensional reality, and watching everything that we go through. Now, remember, these 17 nations, they're on point, okay? They're the best of the best, the brightest of the brightest. They all have a plethora of expertise in quantum physics, quantum mechanics, DNA, repairing of a soul, the ascensions of souls, the education of souls. They all have an expertise. And a unique knowledge base, which is why they're here. As they begin to interact with each other and they share their own personal experiences, and the alliance team members begin to interact and really get to know one another, as they're blending timelines into one, as they're raising the vibration of humanity, as they're cleaning the environment, as they're exposing the dark, as they're removing negative extraterrestrial personages from the planet, as they begin to evaluate the psychology of those who have been ruling the planet as humans, you know that they've had some really interesting conversations around the water cooler. And, you know, I've thought about this. I would love to be, you know, the fly on the wall to hear some of those conversations. But I can tell you that this is a labor of love for them. It's something they feel responsible for. It's something that they're passionate about. This is not just about, can we take third density physicality to fifth? It's much bigger than that, okay? They have soul groups. They have people that they love who are stuck in an evolutionary pattern of going nowhere, because a portion of themselves has been stuck here, trapped in this very enslaved system. And then there's another part of them which they probably interact with that is trying to move forward and go someplace else, but is torn. Okay. And then there are others who maybe left fifth or sixth or seventh or eighth density, fell into time, and their entire conscious self is here trying to get home. And they have that compassion. They feel that sense of longing, and maybe at times have felt their desolation, thinking, I'm never going to get out of here. That this is so broken, I'm never going to get out of here. Because, when we all fell into time to come here and fix this the first time, we all had great expectations. But it's obvious that we didn't have enough information, or, as the Sith would say, the dark side is very strong. So, I don't know all those details about how it fell apart the first time. But I know that their perspective has changed. They would have had to. If they were here for the first part, the first attempt to make us jump, and it completely failed, then I would think that they would have a very different perspective the second time to making this work, and would have an appreciation for those of us who, as souls, who had worked so hard to get the planet to a place to raise the vibration and the frequency of consciousness here, and to take all the arrows to try to change people's minds, to open up their perspective to what is possible, and to, at least for a moment, think about who they really truly could be, only to have it collapse. That's a heartbreak. That would be a heartbreak. And I know this is true for M. I never had this conversation with Visayas, but I know it's true with M, that he also experienced a great deal of sadness and disappointment when the first time it didn't go. Now, I've not had those conversations with the other 16 star nations that are on point. There are others behind them that are adding support and expertise. This is a big deal, folks. But I cannot assume, but I can assume, and I'm comfortable assuming, that they feel a great deal of compassion, not only for all of humanity, but especially those they themselves know and that are part of their soul group, that they're connected to, that have been here stuck in this horrible mess, So yeah, I mean, I probably took forever answering that question, but I wanted to process it out. The answer, short term, long term, is yes. I think their perspectives have changed a lot, and I think at some point we will be able to ask those questions of them directly, and we'll meet them. Some of them may even be extensions of us that are there, like, God, I got to rescue myself from this, from this horrible sitcom. Or horror movie.
If you haven't hit that subscribe button, now is the perfect time. By subscribing, you become part of our ever-growing community of truth seekers, united in our quest for knowledge. Subscribing ensures that you'll never miss a single upload. Hitting the bell icon guarantees that you receive timely notifications every time we upload a new video. Don't let the algorithm keep you in the dark. Stay ahead of the curve and be among the first to hear the latest updates and groundbreaking insights that Alex Collier has to share. We are incredibly grateful for your support, as it allows us to continue creating and sharing knowledge that will expand your horizons. Your likes, subscribes, and bell notifications empower us to spread the truth, to unite in this cosmic journey together. So, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being a part of our community. As always, stay curious, stay open-minded, and most importantly, stay connected. Until next time. If you would like to see Andromedan contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we host an online seminar 3 times a month on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information and dates of upcoming online seminars, please visit alexcollier.org. Please click on one of the above videos to seek more of Alex Collier's knowledge.